So good morning, welcome to today's video. I'm in London with Andy.
Morning.
My young coach.
Bless you.
Some of you guys might remember at the top of Box Hill a few days ago, we met some of Andy's friends from a club called Ridefest. Now Ridefest is not your typical cycling club, and today we're going to find out a little bit more about it and meet some of the women that make up over half of the club. You made us late.
Sorry.
You were late again.
I had to shave my legs.
You're always late.
It's a good reason.
What? That's not a good reason.
You took the piss out of me last week because you said I had sort of hair on the back of my leg.
You did.
And I had anxiety about that.
Sorry, we're late. Guess whose fault it was?
Ridefest is a group of men and women that come together literally to ride. We're just a group of friends and we've been in existence for about 4 years. I've been with them for the last 2 years. I am now the ladies ride captain. I used to go along the canal with my young daughter, so I had a hybrid bike and used to go along the canal, and I'd done my first sportive on my hybrid, which was London to Cambridge, and that was it. I was hooked. I was on a ride, done London to Windsor, and I bumped into one of the Ridefest ladies, Bev, and she was with a whole group of black guys, and I'm just like, wow, this is brilliant. So I approached her and I said to her, I said, how come you're the only woman with the group? And she said, well, they just put me in the middle and they ride, and so she can't be dropped. And so that was it. So I joined up with them. It was another group called RRV. I joined with them and I started riding. I don't know what possessed me to think that I could ride to Southend and back. You know, I was about 13 miles per hour at that time, but I did it and I got back and I was hooked. I want to get more black women into cycling. That's the main thing. You know, there's lots of women out there, but there's no clubs with people that look like me. Not enough clubs with people that look like
It's slowly happening, right?
Yeah.
It's slowly happening.
I want them to come and join us, and we will help them from grassroots. Some of them might not be confident on the road, on their bike. I'm training to be a bikeability instructor, so therefore, you know, I'm sure I'll be able to help.
Lisa,
Yeah.
you have a better bike than Andy Edwards. But you've got a pretty cool story how you an unusual entry into cycling, which was that you started with downhill mountain biking.
I started downhill. Again, this was a group of friends, a group of skiers, group of black skiers, and they started a kind of breakaway little cycling group, but it was to do sort of like mountain biking. So I bought a mountain bike. I'd moved to Cambridge and I thought it was the ideal opportunity to buy a bike, so I bought a full suspension mountain bike, and went, took myself out, learnt to ride, did a few skill sessions, in the Cambridge area, and just taught myself, and then went out used to go to Afan Forest, Surrey Hills, and just I loved it so much, and then I thought then I got encouraged to do a little bit more riding, sort of did London to Cambridge but on a heavy mountain bike. And I did that twice, and I thought, I'm not doing that again.
Did you do that on the downhill bike?
I did that on the downhill bike, yeah, because it's like, I think I did that within the first, it must have been about my second year. Yeah. I did that twice, and I said, I need a road bike. So I bought a road bike, and I've never looked back. Joined Haver Hill Cycling Club in Suffolk, because that's where I was based. And I just built up my miles, and I just point and go. I don't use a Garmin. I just say, okay, I'm going here today. As long as I've got water and my legs are working, I can get back. So I just point and go.
Bev, you're always late. Roma.
Yeah, always on time.
Always on time.
I'll go first. So I've been riding for a number of years. So I started off just commuting to work. So the idea of getting on a bike was just to get to work. And then I got into it because my brother rode with a few clubs. Then I went clipless, and then, to road bike, etc. I got introduced to Ridefest, actually, funny enough, from a skiing group. So I used to ski with this other group and got introduced to Ridefest. I hadn't actually skied with them, so I went on a ride with them. And it was quite interesting where there was just loads of women. They made me feel welcome, the guys. I think we all went out. Did we all go out on our first ride? Went out on a skills one with Richard.
Roma introduced me to Ridefest, and again, the first thing I noticed was there's a lot of women here. and I thought, oh, this is really good, you know, because it was, to me, it was actually quite novel to see so many women and actually cycling in one place. So, and the first ride I did was a skills lesson in Ali Pali, and that was painful, but it was good because it was like the women so outnumbered the men, and I was just like, oh, this is really good. And we all came and they gave us skills, and then we rode back and they made sure that we were, you know, we were all kind of safe, and there was no assumptions about what you could or couldn't do. They just encouraged everybody, and I thought, yeah, I like these. And then I went out on a ride without roller with them after that, because I was like, oh, I like these people, they're really good. They didn't slow down unnecessarily for me or anything like that, which was really good. Just encouraging you, encouraging you. And then at the end of the ride, what was really nice was they said to me, oh, you really should come out and ride with us more. And I thought, thank you. When I see other women, I'm like, yeah, there's loads, you know, and they're like, oh my God, you're a woman cyclist. I'm like, there's actually a whole group of us. You know, and I say to them, I'm in a cycling group where half the group are women. I say, I'm actually black, which is even more unusual, and that completely freaks them out. And they're like, really? And I'm like, yeah, there is actually more than just me.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I joined Ridefest from friends, from kind of like a subgroup of friends who cycled together, and we also had skiing in common, and joined from then about 4 years ago. The thing about Ridefest for me is that it's full of friends, like-minded friends. We've got skiing in common, socialising in common, and so the cycling just slots in extremely easily. I cycle with guys and girls that look after me and I look after them. The friendship's just a lot more cohesive, and then that makes the cycling a lot better. There's like a lot of banter in the group, and we look after each other.
I'm very conscious of the fact that I look very different to other cyclists, and so I think without skirting around the issue, like to see cyclists who are in a minority, to see other like cyclists that don't look like the demographic of the Tour de France, like makes me feel a bit more welcome, makes me feel a bit more like welcome, like inclusive, and I think that's really important. I say this to a lot of people: when you ride with other women, it's a different energy to when you ride in a mixed group. And if you have the opportunity to do so, it's really nice.
And what have you guys got planned coming up? Lockdown is slowly
COVID,
relaxing.
Everything's kind of cancelled, so unfortunately not, but just trying to keep fit.
Well, as things relax, hopefully we can just see Ridefest grow more and more. So there's going to be lots of people watching this video who might want to get involved and come and ride. Yeah. How can they find you?
There's an Instagram, there's a Strava group, I think they're on Facebook.
Facebook as well.
I don't really use Facebook.
Yeah, who uses Facebook anymore?
Yeah, Instagram, Ridefest 2016. Just to say to the ladies out there, the girls out there, come cycle, it's good fun, you'll enjoy it. You get to be with the lovely guys. Just ride,
do it.
Absolutely. Get on your bike.
Hey Shu, it's a full reunion. Milo's back.
I only did 1 hour, I need to do the full 500.
You don't need to do the full, it's a myth.
Both of you guys didn't do the full 500. We did this ridiculous ride which was 500 k's around the inner circle of Regent's Park in one day. Piers didn't actually finish it, he got a taxi home and he turned up at my house the day after, just a wreck. That means there's unfinished business.
But I'm going to commit to it, I'm going to do it again. And now I've said it on camera, I'm going to do it this year.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you in?
Yeah, 100%, I'll do it this year.
As well.
And now I've been baited into doing it on a camera. I'm going to end up doing it.
Can I start at 4 AM?
You can do 500 laps?
Yeah.
Alright, deal.
Bye, bye.
Bye guys. That is the end of today's video. I really hope you enjoyed a little insight into Ridefest. They're a really cool club and a fantastic, fun group of people. And if you want to find more information about them, links always down below. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, please leave a comment down below and a like, and I'll see you guys soon.